What's good, everybody? Welcome to another installment of Sure Buddy. I think that's probably the most energy you're going to get out of me through this conversation. I'm
This is
still
a
kind of
hot one.
shocked. Yeah, dude, I'm reeling right now. Rashid seems to be having a great time, but um, Rashid, you want to tell him what we were just talking about?
Yeah, so I mean, just hot off the press, we got Geno Smith traded from Seattle to the Las Vegas Raiders for a third round pick, a high third round pick, if not mistaken, like a top 10 in the third round pick. I actually think I know how you, as a former current Raiders fan, I know how you may react, but I'm here to give you a little bit of hope. I think it's actually a pretty solid move. It's not a franchise changing move, but just look at his stats. He had 4,300 yards last year, 70% completion percentage. So even if it was garbage, he's still completing a lot of passes at a good clip. Um, 21 touchdowns. He did have a lot of picks, but I think that's probably because Seattle was probably trailing in a bunch of games and had to throw the ball quite a bit. But I think this actually brings some legitimacy to the Raiders. I think you can't go into the season with AOC as your quarterback. That's CFL level quarterback right there. AOC is hot garbage. And unless you're going in thinking that he's going to be complete tanking, it doesn't make any sense. He is too old to go through a complete tank. Chip Kelly's there. He's the, I think, highest paid OC in the NFL. He's gonna make something happen with nothing. So I think it's a solid. I give it a B plus kind of move for the Raiders. I think they can try to maximize. I think they can beat Denver. I think they can maybe steal a game from the Chargers and the Chiefs, and I think they can make the playoffs. Literally, legitimately think they can make the playoffs. I think they can maybe not win the division, but they'll be a wild card for sure.
Are you trolling me right now, bro?
No, man. I got the Raiders making the playoffs. Calling it now. March
Oh,
7th.
okay, so wow. Okay, guys, we have Omar Rashid, co-founder of SureBuddy, stating that the Raiders are going to make the playoffs in the AFC West, mind you, where we're playing against potentially the Chargers with DK Metcalf, the Denver Broncos, who had a great season given the limited resources they had, and the Chiefs, all coached by great coaches. You said that you talked about his completion percentage. He was throwing to JSN, he was throwing to DK Metcalf, a little bit of Tyler Lockett, some decent running backs out of the backfield. Charbonnet did a good job. Ken Walker did a great job. Lots of yak, lots of open field, making people miss, breaking tackles, playmakers. Who do the Raiders have that can do any of that besides Brock?
I got you. I got you. You at number 6, you take Ashton Genty. That's your stud running back right there.
Okay,
At
okay.
6, you take T Mac to be your Drake London, Mike Evans kind of wide receiver, big wide receiver that can make plays,
Are
contested
we going to take
catches.
both of those?
I'm giving you options here,
Okay,
either or.
okay.
You could take a running back in the second or the fourth. They don't have a third anymore. And
Uh,
look,
do we?
Tyrone
I think we
Tracy was
had
a fifth round pick.
two thirds, I think.
Okay. So then that's still you have plenty of options to beef up that offensive talent group because Jacoby Myers coming back,
Yes.
Brock. So that's a solid number 2 wide receiver and probably tight end one. And you can also try trading for DK. Go get Amari Cooper. I don't know
Did
if
you see that
Devontae's
they?
coming back.
Did you see that they offered us DK and Geno for Max?
Yeah, yeah, it's not fantasy football, man. This is not.
I mean, man, I'm frustrated. We're just stupid. We're a stupid organization with stupid ownership, with a stupid owner. That stupid wife is with a stupid BJJ instructor, and I think it's ruined his stupid mind. And we have a stupid coach that should have just stayed at stupid USC and just left us alone. And now they've just ruined everything that I feel like we were working on. Tom Telesco was doing just fine. He was making good decisions. A stupid John Spytek that came in with his dumb face and his dumb decisions. I hate this organization, dude. Like, this is so bad. I can't wait for just all the like the Raiders homers to get in my like in the comments and talk crap about my take on this. But I was like desperate for a fantasy football win last year, and I started Geno against, gosh, I don't even remember who I started him against, but I watched every snap, every moment, and I watched a lot of Geno over the last couple of years. Every snap, every pass. And there were so many times that I was like, I can't believe this dude is an NFL quarterback. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
They wrote him off for good reason. The best thing he did was that line about riding back. That's the best thing he's done since he's come back. He's had a couple of good games, sure. 4,000 yards doesn't mean anything to me. I think that's just like, I mean, how many yards has Dak Prescott had in previous years, and what has that done for them? He's going to be better than AOC, yes. That's what you said, he's better than AOC. Yeah, he's better than AOC. That's not necessarily what we need. We need to draft a quarterback in this 2026 class and choose our destiny and pick who we're going to go after. Arch is probably going to go number one. There's no way in hell that we're getting the number one pick. We're going to be just good enough to miss the playoffs and be in the same purgatory bullshit again year after year. It's so frustrating, man. Like, here are some players that we could have gone after and won the same amount of games potentially even as we would have with Geno for absolutely free. Sam Darnold, Aaron Rodgers, potentially Russell Wilson, maybe even Justin Fields. I don't know. That's just four off the top. And if we really wanted to just plunge, right? What's going on with Daniel Jones? Why not just take the wait and see approach with him and just pick him up
Could have
when he
also
gets
gone with
released or
Jameis.
whatever? Well, I mean, that's basically what we did.
Look,
Sure, they're different players, but they're the same caliber of player. And honestly, if you, I mean, really what would have been in our best interest is beef up the offensive line, keep AOC, let him run the offense for damn near next to free and just let it ride. And then next year you go in, you make your move, you get your guy. And this year you get, you know, free agents, you trade, whatever, you beef up your offensive line and your other key positions. I mean, we're lacking at offensive line, running back, wide receiver, defensive line, and our DBs, our entire secondary, basically every position. So that third round pick could have been used on an O lineman, a D line. Ideally, third round. I mean, third round cornerback is my sweet spot. I think you can find some great talent, maybe even a running back, maybe a wide receiver. There's so many things you could have done with that third round pick. So essentially instead we turned Devontae into Geno.
yeah, look, but there's solid. There's Chris Godwin's out there if you want to take a chance on him. Steph Diggs, if he comes back from his ACL, along with you could just take the all ACL team right there. Take Godwin and Diggs,
All ACL.
and hope they and put them on prove it deals.
The only upside to Geno is that he had a bad performance with next to no offensive line. His offensive line was absolutely terrible. And so, yeah, him performing poorly there is kind of foreseeable. So maybe he just performs poorly for us because our offensive line sucks too. And I don't know if you've seen, but all day today we've been making moves on our offensive line, just releasing and I think we cut our center.
Yep, which makes sense. You
So
got JPJ there, right? He's gonna
yeah,
take over the
yeah,
center spot.
that's true. But we're making moves. I guess we're looking to develop this offensive line and top it up a little bit. But I don't understand. I don't understand the motivation behind sending out a third round pick for an asset that you easily could have acquired for free.
Yeah, I mean, I think Aaron Rodgers would have been a good fit right there. You can actually bring Devontae back, which helps too, your quarterback and your wide receiver room right there. Draft Genty, build, have a solid running back. But look, I still think they can still get a running back in the first or second round to kind of really be that bell cow. They have money to pick up a wide receiver. Deontay Johnson could come super cheap. Marquise Hollywood Brown would be super cheap. Demarcus Robinson from your Rams could be super cheap, or Godwin and Diggs could be, on prove it deals, even though I think the Patriots are really in on Godwin.
You you've literally listed every washed receiver out there.
The the
All those guys suck. All those guys suck. Like those guys are all awful, except for Godwin. I
Yeah.
don't even know if we're going to see Diggs play football anymore.
No, he's coming back.
I mean, it
We
would
may
be a
not see.
personal decision. I'm not talking about his capability, but there may be a chance because of his level of pride and his level of belief in his own skill set, where he might rather just hang him up than go grovel for a 1 year prove it contract with some
Yeah.
non-contender.
What
He's not
about
just any old guy.
yeah? What about Darius Slayton? He's not a bad number three wide receiver.
You don't have a number one. Why do you need a number three?
Hey, the Bills didn't have a number one
It's
last year
crazy.
until the.
Yeah, the Bills have a quarterback.
Yeah, that's true.
It's different.
But
Having no number one and no number two truly wide receiver. I'm not talking about tight ends. I'm talking about wide receivers and a great quarterback elevates everybody. Everybody's basically a step better than what they were. Not having that and having basically a dog shit quarterback, which is what Geno is. Geno's a dog shit quarterback. He's a bottom five quarterback in the league. If we're really talking about throw all the stats out, but just sit there and watch him play football, which is what we're paying him to do, and rate how good he is at the thing that you're seeing him do, you're gonna say that's fucking bottom five quarterback right there.
man, we'll come back. We'll come back to this in December when the Raiders are about to clinch that sixth spot in the AFC wild card picture.
I'm gonna be watching Rams football in December, bro, but we can talk about it.
All right,
Thanks
man.
everyone for watching us. Please make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and we'll see you next time.